reading Frost is kind of tricky, as I discovered myself here on campus. One of the first poems I learned about in connection with Frost was, of course, the famous, or perhaps infamous, poem about the road not taken. A very self-congratulatory poem. I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. In short, I'm just a super fantastic guy. I made the tough choices that have made me into the remarkable personality that I am. Is this actually Frost's message in the poem? This was the message I took when I first read the poem. And yet, reading the poem again and again, and then with some guidance from a campus Virgil, if I can say so, you begin to pay attention to the poem. And that's what I want to suggest for a moment. Let's pay attention to the poem. Verse 2. Then took the other. He's looking down two roads. He says, just as fair. The other road is just as fair. And then the key lines, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. In other words, he looks down the first road, he looks down the other road, and the two roads are the same. He can't tell a difference. It's not a less traveled road. It is the same. And what that means is that the poem really is about the difficulty of choice. The poem is really about the fact that life has to be lived forward, but knowledge, in a sense, only obtains backward. And so, ironically, the skepticism of the poem cuts against the naive reading, and this is Frost. This is kind of the way he does it. And so with that, by the way of preamble, I want to turn to Frost's poem, Mending Wall. Kind of a strange title for a poem, Mending Wall. And the poem on the face of it is about why walls are terrible. This is the point of view of the narrator of the poem. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. What's the something? He doesn't say, implying that it's something rather vague, a feeling. I just don't like the idea of a wall. And we can all sympathize with that. I'm telling you, as an immigrant who has been on both sides of the wall, I totally get it. There's something in me that doesn't love a wall. And yet the poem ends on the opposite note. The last line, good fences make good neighbors. Uttered not by the narrator, but by the other guy. The non-narrator. You may say the target of the narrator. And throughout the poem, the narrator is railing on the other guy. He's a brute. He's a savage. And all the while that he's railing, the other guy is putting up parts of the wall in between their two properties. And the other guy doesn't say a lot. And the narrator continues to bloviate. Walls are bad. You're a savage. But you notice something that he never does. He never actually tries to stop the wall from being built. He does nothing to actually knock the wall down. And there's something else he doesn't do. He never claims that he has any rights on the other side of the wall. At no point does the narrator ever say, you know what? I have the right to come and take the fruit off of your trees. I have the right to come and eat out of your refrigerator. I wouldn't mind climbing into bed with your wife. All of this is you almost say, this is the unspoken script of the poem.